Yo, what's happening, people? Boy, got away with that one, didn't we? This is your Arsenal versus West Ham match review. Yes, Arsenal have beaten West Ham 2-1 just in the last few minutes of the game, and we walk away with 2 wins from 2. Taking it back to the start of the game, 2 changes we made coming into the game. Originally, anyway, the 2 changes were Ceballos came in for Mohamed El-Neni, and the other change was Maitland-Niles was on the bench, and Saka started at left wing back. Something that we may see across the season come a lot more from Arsenal. And then Kieran Tierney injured his hip in the warm-up, and Kolasinac, who was set to leave the club this month, and he may still be on his way out, he came in at left centre-back, which proved vital in terms of the way we played today, really, because we were sloppy. We started sloppy the first sort of 15, 20 minutes, just giving the ball away, not playing like a free-flowing best like we played last week. West Ham got at us, had a couple of early sort of runs at our defence, and it just looked like we weren't in full flow. We just looked a bit off the pace, really. And then really against the run of play, a great ball from Saka in through like a sort of through ball in towards Aubameyang, who beat the offside trap, got the cross in, and Lacazette heads it home. Aubameyang to Lacazette, a combination we've heard before and a combination we will hear going forward. A good goal from Laka, good header into the net, and put us 1-0 up, as I said, against the run of play. But it kind of sparked us to play some decent football, and we started to sort of move the ball around a lot more, quicker across the pitch, and started to play a lot more better as the half sort of went on. However, there were a couple of penalty shots in that first half of West Ham too. Gabriel, for me, neither were penalties. The one with Bowen going over, I don't think there was much in that. I know there was a foot came out and the two like feet collided, but he went down a bit too easy for me there, kind of looking for it a bit more. The second one where they got more of a shout, to be honest, and not because I thought it was a penalty essentially, but more because you see them given. And I know the handball will slightly change this year, but Gabriel went to header it and it missed his head and hit his arm, and I would have just put that down as an unfortunate sort of, he missed the flight of the ball, caught his arm. But I've definitely seen them given, and I've seen VAR look at them and give them as well. So I was actually surprised that wasn't given as a penalty, but I was happy, of course, that it wasn't given. And for me, I think the right decision was. I don't think he meant it. But I guess it is handball. It's unfortunate, but it's a tough one. It's a tough one still. As I said, I don't think it's a penalty. But there's been others this week that I thought weren't penalties that were given. So bit of lack of consistency there, but of course we'll take that all day. And then into the right at the edge of half time, we conceded a goal, a bit sloppy from us on the counter attack. Fredericks with a good run on the wide for West Ham, good ball in, and Antonio scored. The thing is, we kind of let ourselves in for that a little bit. A couple of minutes before half time, didn't need to push on really. Could have just steadied the ship towards the end of the half, and that was it. But we didn't do that, and obviously they scored the goal. And their second half got worse. If I'm brutally honest, it got worse. West Ham had a couple of chances. Antonio hit the bar with a header. There was a chance where Leno sort of spilled a ball, and they had a chance, and then almost scored as well. So it was touch and go for a second, and I thought towards the end we were going to get away with a point, and West Ham could have nicked it. But then for me was the bit of genius, and it's partly due to a lot of players in this. Arteta played his part. We brought on Nketiah for Lacazette. Even though Lacazette got the goal, he wasn't involved in much else in the play for Arsenal today. He came off and Nketiah came on, and it was sort of a move started by sort of Dani Ceballos into Saka, and Saka played a great reverse ball. Dani Ceballos made a great run, and Saka played him in, and Ceballos fed it into Nketiah, and with 4 minutes to go, Nketiah tucks it away and saves us, gets us to 3 points. Not mad at that. Not mad at that at all. I'm happy with that, man. I mean, you know, sometimes you have to win rugged, and today was one of those games. Didn't play well, especially in that second half, especially at the start of the game. Had a decent middle. But yeah, sometimes you're going to have these games you don't play well. And last season we may have drawn or lost that game. This season we come away with the 3 points just because of a little bit more of a determination. Maybe someone hungry off the bench, desperate to score goals. And we know Eddie loves a tap-in. He loves it. And I love that he loves it. You know, he hadn't had a tapping motion for a little while. So he keeps racking up the goals. He keeps doing what he needs to do. Even if it's just 1-2 touches, but you're getting them in the back of the net. I'm having that all day. And Dani Ceballos and Nketiah put to end their little spat last week at Fulham by combining for that goal as well today. So I'm all good with that. Shows a bit of fight and determination from them. But I mean, one thing I noticed again, as I said before, Kolasinac came in for Tierney, and he just looked a little bit lost. Kolasinac didn't do necessarily anything wrong across the game, but he just weren't pushing up. He weren't doing what Tierney's doing, sort of making the outside runs, which forces, you know, the win back. This time was Saka to go outside, or vice versa, and it just didn't look as sturdy on the left side. Going forward, I thought Saka had a good game. I thought he did quite well, but I felt like it was a little bit isolated out there, and maybe needed a Tierney net there just behind him, in and around him to help him. But Arteta saying he's fine. You know, just a little precautionary thing. Didn't want to risk it. Of course, we've got the Carabao Cup this week, and then we've got Man United. We've got Liverpool next week. So hopefully he'll be back for the Liverpool game next Monday. And then, of course, we're going to my Ramsey versus Arsenal. Now, those who saw the preview show would know that I predicted Arsenal to win this game 2-1, and I was 100% accurate. I was with it. I called it. I said that we will do it. And, you know, it was a perfect result in terms of how I chose it. I knew it was going to be tough. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, and we don't make things easy for us, so I wasn't surprised. But yeah, so as you can see in the league table now, Arsenal still ahead of me based on the goal that they scored last week against Fulham when I predicted 2-0 and they won 3-0. So don't forget to check out my preview next week for Liverpool to see what I go with there, and let's see if Arsenal can beat that. Dani Ceballos, for me, was going to be my man of the match. I felt like there wasn't many to choose from. We had great games, but for me, that last bit of running towards the end where he darted to the left-hand side to get the assist for Eddie's goal was brilliant. And his overall gameplay probably were better than everyone else out there. I thought Saka had done well. I thought Gabriel had a decent game. But for me, yeah, Ceballos kind of ran the show from us, especially in that sort of first half where we were playing well. He was getting on the ball quite a lot. So great to have him back. Great to have him as starting again for Arsenal. And we move on, man. We move on to Liverpool next week. And move on to Leicester next week as well on the Cup. And yeah, let's see where we go from there. But listen, I said it before. Said at the start of the season, we needed 2 wins out of 2. Now we got that. Then we got Liverpool. And let's see what we can do there, man. Confidence now going into that game. And yeah, hopefully we can do bits at Anfield, innit? We'll see what happens, man. Guys, thanks for watching. 2 wins out of 2. I'm all good. And I'll see you soon.